from around the world. How's everyone doing? This is me, Jerremy Newsome, with your Monday Real Life Talk. I hope you had an absolutely fantastic weekend. Game 6 is tonight between the Nashville Predators and the California Ducks, Anaheim, California Ducks. It's at home here in Nashville, so yeah, tonight's going to be a good night. Let's talk about the broad market really quickly. The SPY today, kind of a big deal because, again, we were looking at it, just kind of focusing on what specifically trades we can do from here, what kind of moves we can do from here. And as you guys know, had a bearish position on some puts that got triggered in on Wednesday, got stopped out on Thursday. And with that stop out, I was like, guys, wow, that's a strong, strong move. So looks like we're going to go higher from here. And that is really what it looks like. So this purple line is a new trend that I have drawn. And I think if we keep chopping around, which is entirely plausible, something like this, yum, 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 then we break out of here and, you know, sky's the limit. We're going to keep crushing it. Again, granted, this little double bottom did play out. So we traded right down to that neckline and bounced. I just thought that we'd have a little bit more of a bearish move, but apparently not. So SPY, right now, I'm not specifically bearish on it. I don't have any position on the SPY. The IWM, however, got this Iron Condor. 143, 144, 131, 130 for June. My boy Brandon's got a 130, 128 on the IWM. And that's pretty much that. Cool, so let's talk about some of the results from today. It was a pretty average day, locked in 1.1 Rs. So let me share the losses with you. Here's Apple, AAPL, and I did get into another Apple trade. But earlier this morning, let me show what extended moving averages, extended hours chart, hourly time frame. So here's the hourly charts, and early this morning, pretty much 2-3 minutes after market open, I got triggered into some 155 calls right there, and exit those right there for half an hour loss, and then just got back into the exact same ones again later today. So we'll see if and how that works out on Apple. But lost half an hour on Apple, and then GPK. We wanted this one to eventually roll over graphic packaging, but it never quite did. So here was the 5-minute chart set up. Right, kind of tanked, traded higher, because there's a lot of bullish volume came in, traded sideways, broke down. Entry was here, stop was here, and we got out right there. Just didn't really do anything. So small loss, but a loss nonetheless. And then GNC was the winner. It was a very small winner. So this is the 5-minute chart. Here's the daily time frame. So it was a white candle gapping up. So it was a retest gap. I was like, well, if it's going to retest, I might as well play the retest. So here's the 5-minute chart on GNC, and entry was the support breakdown right there. And then target 1 was the pre-market low, and then target 2 was 730, which we did print 730 to the penny. But since it's a little bit of a cheaper stock, it had to go to 729 for me to get filled. And it didn't. So I made like 0.3 Rs on that one overall. We have one other trade, AMGN. I posted this one in TradingView. This was just a great example of risk mitigation. So AMGN, if you follow me on TradingView, you probably got this trade set up. But here was the 15-minute chart, and let's see, here's the low of the day break right here. So low of the day break, we got in bearish there. And stop was up here, and we just lowered the stop to there and got off a break even. So again, break even trade on AMGN, nothing too crazy. But the big winner was AAOI, and I know a lot of you, and I do mean a lot of you, were in this trade, which is great news because it was a home run of a trade. So AAOI, remember, we've been talking about this one really for weeks at a time, and this is one that I did post in TradingView. So let me get that chart pulled up for you right now. Give me like 6 seconds. I'm going to bring this over. So here you go. So here's the AAOI swing. Posted it for free on TradingView. So anyone who follows us on TradingView, which is entirely free, is in this trade. And the good news about this is there's a lot of traders who took this with a multitude of strategies. Some traders bought calls. As you can see, this gentleman, G13, he's chatting down here, mentioned he bought some calls. My good buddy Shan got into bull put spread. Some traders did put sales. Some traders did shares, whatever you did, however you played it. you're definitely up. So this analysis, very simple. I mean, folks, this analysis was so simple. There's no way you couldn't take this trade, or at least I couldn't. Didn't mean it was going to work though, right? I never know if a trade is going to work. All I can do is say, hey, this is what I want to do, and then do it based on whatever reasoning. And the reasoning was you got a bullish gap and go right here with good volume. We broke out of an all-time high. So what did I do? All-time high, old resistance, new support, buy it there. Where was my stop? I simply placed my stop below the low of a nice bullish candle, and that was that. That was all I did. No other indicators used, nothing else on my screen. Candles, support, resistance, and really the moving averages. I didn't really need those either. But if you press play, we triggered exactly on, what day was that? Thursday morning, and then we hit 2 Rs today. Now, there are some traders who are still in. If you did not get out at 2 Rs, no big deal. Next target, probably 76, and you might hit that this week. So Robert Meek, Justin Jeffries, everyone else who took that trade, congrats. Very well done. Proud of you. 2 other trades that we got open, ticker symbol W. Wayfair, this was a retest gap, and we're in on Wayfair. I do like that candle, so hopefully that continues higher. And then CARA, this is got into this one thanks to our buddy Derek Washington helping me out on that trade. Here's your long-term moving averages. Just a nice little bounce off the 100. Again, that was pretty classic. I played this. A bunch of white candles came in. White, right? Take the retest. No, that was it. Again, no idea that trade is going to work or trigger. So the one that has not triggered yet, which probably won't, and therefore I'll likely cancel it, was CarMax, KMX. I set this up yesterday officially. Should have gotten in on Friday, but I just had too many trades open and couldn't have that much risk on the table. So anyway, not in on CarMax, at least not yet. Had a trader request ticker symbol PSO. Let's go look at that. PSO. What do we have here? Pearson, a consumer publishing company. Here's a weekly time frame. And PSO, wow, looks like it has gotten hit really hard. The challenge with publishing companies is there's a lot of companies online now that do self-publishing. And yeah, that cuts down on a lot of the publishing costs and profits as well. So realistically though, just based on a pure support and resistance area, it is at a buy low, sell high location, good previous support down this $8 rate region, and you do have a little bit of a double bottom. It looks like they also pay dividends. I don't know anything about the company's fundamentals, but if you want to look into those, it looks like the reason I even bring up fundamentals is simply because it's a really long-term support. It's definitely a buy low, sell high. Fundamentals would help you determine the time. How long do you want to be in this trade? If you want to be in this trade for hours to days, maybe pay a light bill, then here's the daily chart. And you're going to be a little bit more aggressive and active on that trade. Obviously, the stock gaps pretty often. So if I was looking at playing it as a bill paying trade, I'd say, okay, here's old resistance. That's where I would buy right around 850. Stop and go, probably here-ish. And then hopefully it bounces. I make 2R. That would be setup number 1. Otherwise, longer term would more or less just be look to buy down here and see how it goes. Here's ticker symbol SNAP, Snapchat. And Snapchat, just bring this up for you all because I got a wager that expires in 2 weeks on Snapchat. We have a perfect pennant pattern. If this thing breaks bearish, I at least have a shot at winning this wager. Otherwise, if it breaks bullish, I'm going to lose. Here's BX. My good buddy Albert requested this one. And Albert was saying, hey, Jeremy, I got some January 2019 leaps. What should I expect on BX? This is going to be a fun one. Blackstone, white candle gapping up. Check out where it opened. Right above all that resistance. Great volume. This is a retest gap action. So just expect something like this. Doesn't mean it has to happen at this exact price, but something to that extent. So like that, or like this, or like this. But let that retest come in. Expect it, plan it. And then notice this weekly chart. You actually got a gap up on a Monday that's a weekly bullish gap and go. What I mean by that is this gap is not bearish, meaning I'm not going to be buying puts after seeing that type of gap. There's some support. Really, your next target is 35, and then ultimately, Albert, since you on the leap, 43. Give it some time. Looks good. Not bearish on ticker symbol BX after today. And last but not least is GILD for my good buddy Tim. He requested this one. Gilead Sciences, and really it's just been on a slow, slippery slope lower. It's gone from 115 to 64, so almost how much is that? 50, I don't know, I'm bad at math. Almost a 50% decrease in price. Kind of looks like a giant head and shoulders pattern. This is a weird slope though, very weird angle. Things don't often just go down like that. But we have broken a really good support level. So my main question is, I am watching and keeping an eye out on GILD for a bounce down here, but if it does not start bouncing soon, it looks like bears would have the edge overall, at least in my particular opinion, on GILD. So maybe some fundamentals will help this one out. It is out of support. Definitely one that I keep my eye on relatively often, but for the last really 12 months or so, it's been having its fair share of beatings. So this is the daily chart, nice little flag pattern, stair step pattern, pennant pattern thing right here. And if that breaks lower, more bearish than bullish. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to your Monday Real Life Stock Review. Just as a reminder, you might have hopped over at one point to a really cool website called reallifetraining.com. It's entirely free. And you'll notice June 6th through the 9th, 2017, we are going to have the day trading classes retaught, the live day trading classes right here. If you want to register for that, they are going to be entirely free. So you can click on that, you can learn it, sign up, send it to your friends, your coworkers, your mom and dad, your grandparents, your grandchildren, your grandson. Let them know this is legit. Let's go enrich lives, ladies and gentlemen, together. I love it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And until then, remember, love life, and trade. You guys rock. Bye.